The world watches with bated breath. China, Russia, and the United States, superpowers all, are locked in an increasingly tense standoff. Gone are the days of post-Cold War optimism. In its place, a new era of great power competition is emerging, one fraught with danger and uncertainty. The specter of conflict, once unthinkable, now looms large. This is not the Cold War redux, at least not yet. Unlike the Soviet Union, China is a major economic power deeply integrated into the global system. Russia, despite its nuclear arsenal, is a shadow of its former self, economically and demographically. Yet the parallels are undeniable. Ideological rivalry, proxy conflicts, and a nuclear arms race. The question haunting policymakers and ordinary citizens alike is simple. Can a new Cold War be avoided? Or are we destined to repeat the mistakes of the past, sleepwalking into a conflict that could have catastrophic consequences for all? The stakes could not be higher. At risk is not just the global balance of power, but the very future of our planet.
Section 4. The Home Front. From gas prices to grocery lines. Beyond the economic fallout, a war involving the United States would have profound consequences for the everyday lives of American citizens. The draft might be reinstated, sending a new generation of young Americans to fight in far-off lands. Rationing of essential goods, from gasoline to food, might become necessary. The social fabric of American society would be strained. Patriotism and national unity would likely be the initial response. But as the conflict dragged on and casualties mounted, dissent and war weariness would grow. The social divisions that already plague American society would likely widen. The psychological toll of living under the constant threat of war, especially a nuclear one, should not be underestimated. The anxiety and fear of the Cold War era, with its bomb shelters and duck-and-cover drills, could return with a vengeance. In short, a war involving the United States would be a transformative event, one that would touch every aspect of American life and leave a lasting legacy for generations to come.
Section 5. Echoes of the Past. Lessons from History. History is replete with examples of how great power rivalries can lead to catastrophic conflicts. The Peloponnesian War between Athens and Sparta in ancient Greece, the Punic Wars between Rome and Carthage, and the two world wars of the 20th century all serve as stark reminders of the human cost of unchecked ambition and the failure of diplomacy. The Cold War, while it never escalated into a direct military confrontation between the superpowers, provides a cautionary tale about the dangers of proxy wars, nuclear brinkmanship, and the economic and social costs of an arms race. The lessons of history are clear. Dialogue and diplomacy are essential to prevent small conflicts from escalating into larger ones. International institutions, while imperfect, provide a forum for communication and cooperation. Arms control agreements, while difficult to negotiate and enforce, are crucial to reducing the risk of a nuclear catastrophe.
Section 6. Avoiding Armageddon diplomacy is the only option. In the face of such daunting challenges, the only responsible course of action is to pursue every avenue of diplomacy and dialogue. The United States, while standing firm in defense of its interests and values, must also be open to engagement and compromise. Communication channels between Washington, Beijing, and Moscow must be kept open. Areas of potential cooperation, such as climate change and pandemics, should be explored. Confidence-building measures, however small, can help reduce tensions and build trust. The United States must also work with its allies and partners to present a united front. NATO, despite its flaws, remains an important alliance for deterring Russian aggression in Europe. Strengthening alliances in the Indo-Pacific region is crucial to counterbalancing China's growing military power.
Section 7. The Uncertain Future, a Multipolar World Order. The world is entering a new and uncertain era, one defined by great power competition and the return of geopolitics. The unipolar moment with the United States as the sole superpower is over. A multipolar world order is emerging, one in which power is more diffuse and the potential for conflict is greater. Navigating this new world order will require wisdom, restraint, and a commitment to diplomacy. The stakes are simply too high for anything less. The alternative, a world consumed by great power conflict, is too terrible to contemplate. The future will be shaped by the choices we make today. We can choose the path of confrontation and conflict, a path that leads to ruin. Or we can choose the path of dialogue and diplomacy, a path that offers the best hope for a peaceful and prosperous future. The choice is ours.